Hey there, Esther here, founder of GrowthQ. I'm going to show you in just a few minutes how to sign up to be a mentor on GrowthQ and start earning cash for your expertise. So first things first, you've got to go ahead and sign up. And we're going to assume here you are brand new and you've never been on the platform before. So you're going to sign up and entry in as a mentor. You'll want to put in your email address, get a password, and then get signed up. All right, next up is your personal information. You're going to want to put in a quality headshot so that the mentees know exactly who they're going to be meeting with when they spend their money to get your quality time. Be sure to fill in all of your information here, as well as your most recent role and company that you're with. Next up, you'll want to upload your resume. Gigi will scan this resume and then pre-populate it into your profile. All right, now once you've uploaded your resume, Gigi's pulls your information and created your profile for you, you'll come to this page. Now, this you can go ahead and leave it as a starter plan, which is absolutely free. This is basically our candidate profile, which makes it to where if in future, a year from now, 6 months from now, doesn't matter. It just so happens you're a match for a potential role, and a company's like, oh my gosh, that person's profile is incredible. You'll want the ability to be able to swipe right and say you're interested or not. And we do that for all of our members absolutely free. And so you could just leave that as standard. There's also the premium package that allows you to have some advanced matching features, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking specifically about mentorship. So we'll go ahead and continue. All right, next up, let's get you paid. So here you'll want to sync in your Stripe account to make sure that you can get paid for every single mentorship session that you set up. Every mentor keeps 75%, GrowthQ keeps 25%. All right, so now your profile is complete. You've updated your resume. Gigi has pulled all of your information from your resume into the platform. She's got your education in there, all your info. Pro tip, I would strongly recommend still going in and making just some slight edits to your profile, taking a human lens. I mean, Gigi is an AI assistant, so she's not going to get it all perfect. So I would strongly recommend going in and just making sure, if anything, there are key things that are updated in here so that it's not like for me, I've got to delete where this is duplicated in here so that we're not showing me having two different things in here. Anyway, so just I would just strongly recommend going back into the profile and just like going in manually and just making sure any other finishing touches need to be updated. Now, a couple things that are going to be really important to do. I'm going to move me over here, and I'm going to move this over here. Now that your profile is created, let's go ahead and update your calendar. So the next step is making sure you have the right availability so people can book in your calendar. So you'll go ahead and hit availability. Today, you can manually put in the times that you are open taking calls. For me, I put in Thursdays and Fridays from 11 to 5. Those are typically my open working days where I take calls. Now, granted, I'm an entrepreneur, so I have a little bit more flexibility in my schedule. So we understand it's going to be different for everybody. Today, you can manually put in times that you always will be available to take mentorship calls, but in future, we'll be able to integrate with your calendar so that it can just be available on demand in real time with your changes in your very busy schedules as they change. So you'll set that up here. Then you need to go into offerings. So here is where you tell mentors what offerings you have and what knowledge you have and expertise you have that they can expect to gain specifically from you. So you want to add an offering, and there are different offering types: career coaching. You can see a couple of them here: salary negotiation, all mostly based on the things that have come up pretty regularly that people ask for. Now, one thing you'll notice in particular here is expert advice. This is like our catch-all for very specific categories. And here, this is not where you're going to want to put 4 or 5 different pieces of expertise into one. You're going to want to separate them. So for example, if you have 3 specific expert advice. Number 1, transitioning from healthcare into technology. Number 2, getting promoted into your first line manager job. Number 3, knowing how to groom your dog at home. It's going to be really, really important that you separate those into three different expert advice offerings as opposed to putting all three of those into one. Now, the other thing I would mention is here in additional details is where you can put the information about what the expert offering is, how to groom a dog at home. Not that you would do that, but in case someone wants to learn, I'm kidding. But here's where you would put the information so that the individuals can know what your expert advice is particularly, specifically. All right, the other thing to note is you've got two toggles here. One is the ability to turn on and off when you're booking. This is basically just pausing the ability to take meetings specifically for that offering. And then also you do have the ability to auto approve or turn this off if you want to screen potential mentees before you accept the mentor meeting. All right, so those are there. As you can see for mine, I have 3 offerings set up. Now, basically, I'm ready to go. I've got Stripe connected. I've got my profile up to date so they know my expertise. I've got my calendar up to date so people know when to book for me. And I've got my offerings in here, which makes it very clear as to when people can book. Now I'm ready to set up and take meetings. Oh, I'll say one other thing. You can also set a minimum time of sessions that you would like to take. I put in 1 in case they just want to use that 1 session, get what they need and dip. But you might have it to where, hey, I'm not going to take a session with you unless we actually have 3. 1 to diagnose, 2 to get a little bit deeper, 3 to follow up on the stuff that we solved for, right? It's completely up to you. Here's where you can change that to make sure it's clear, hey, I will only take a minimum of 3 sessions if we're going to actually do this. All right, y'all, you're all ready to go ahead and start taking sessions.